You're about to understand something most men go their entire lives without ever realizing. Something that happens in a fraction of a second. Something so subtle, so ancient, so deeply wired into human psychology, that it can change the entire direction of an interaction without a single word being spoken. Let me ask you a question, and be honest with yourself. Has a woman ever looked you straight in the eyes, and for a moment, everything inside you shifted? Your heartbeat slowed. Or maybe it sped up. Your chest got tight. Your mind sharpened or blanked completely, and yet, somehow, you knew that moment meant something. Not random. Not accidental. Not meaningless. Men think eye contact is just looking. But women? Women use eye contact like a language. Like a test. Like a doorway into your emotional world. You see, a woman's direct gaze isn't just a glance. It's a scan. A reading. A measurement of your internal strength, your confidence, your energy. And the one thing she can feel instantly without you knowing: your emotional stability. Most men fail this test without even knowing they were being tested. They look away. They fidget. They overthink. They break the moment before it even begins. But rare men, the men women remember long after the moment ends, do something completely different. They don't react. They receive her gaze. They let her energy come to them instead of chasing it. They remain still, grounded, calm, as if they've stood in that moment 1,000 times before. And that silent composure is what flips the dynamic instantly. Because here's the truth almost no man understands. When a woman meets your eyes, she's not searching for attraction. She's searching for certainty. She's checking if you're a man who collapses, or a man who stays centered under intensity. Once you understand the psychology behind that moment, you'll never look at a woman's gaze the same way again. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change the way you see female eye contact forever. Now, let's peel back the layers of this unspoken language, delving into the primal wiring that makes this single interaction so potent. When her eyes meet yours, it's not just an observation. It's an invitation to a deeper interaction, a signal that your masculine presence is being assessed on an almost unconscious level. This isn't about being overtly aggressive or trying to dominate her with a piercing stare like an alpha wolf. No, quite the opposite. It's about emanating an unwavering, quiet strength that few men possess, a magnetic field of calm that draws her in rather than pushing her away. Think of it as a subtle dance of energies, a nuanced interplay between two souls. She's projecting her initial curiosity, her subtle challenge, and you, the grounded masculine, are receiving it without flinching, without a ripple in your internal state. If you flinch, if your gaze falters, if you look away nervously, you're not just making a small social faux pas. You are, at a primal level, communicating a profound lack of internal calibration. You are showing her, without uttering a single word, that her energy is too much for you to handle, that you are easily unsettled. This is the gravest error, the silent rejection that most men never even realize they're making, the moment they inadvertently signal their own emotional fragility. The men who succeed in this dance understand that her gaze is not merely a window into her soul, but profoundly a mirror. It reflects back to her the emotional landscape within you. If that landscape is chaotic, uncertain, or needy, she'll feel it instantly, an almost visceral sensation that registers as disinterest. But if it's a vast, calm, and unshakable terrain, a deep well of self-possession, she'll be drawn to explore it, intrigued by the profound solidity she senses. This isn't about brute force. It's about subtle, almost spiritual power. When you hold her gaze with a relaxed, unwavering intensity, an intensity that stems from inner peace, not outer aggression, you're communicating a profound message. I see you, fully, completely, and I am not moved from my center. This is the essence of true masculine presence. It's about being anchored within yourself, so deeply rooted in your own being that external pressures, even the electrifying intensity of a woman's direct gaze, cannot dislodge you. This unwavering presence is a declaration of self-ownership. Many men mistakenly believe they need to perform, to charm her with witty banter, to say the perfect thing, or to display their accomplishments. But in that silent moment, before words are even exchanged, your emotional stability is speaking volumes, delivering a message far more potent than any carefully crafted line. She's not looking for a show. She's looking for substance. She's gauging whether you're a man who needs her validation to feel whole, or a man who is complete and confident within himself. Regardless of external approval, consider the intricate, subtle nuances that unfold in this silent exchange. Her eyes might narrow slightly, a subtle, almost imperceptible challenge, a test of your resolve. Or they might soften, an unconscious invitation, a hint of curiosity. Your response in that microsecond is everything. It dictates the direction of the entire interaction. If you respond with a desperate need for approval, she'll sense it immediately, like an animal sensing fear. If you respond with calm, curious observation, a quiet strength, you establish a dynamic of confident reception, a man who is in control of his own state. This isn't a game to be won, but a profound test of your internal fortitude, your emotional resilience. The man who passes does so not by trying to control her, but by mastering himself. He controls his own emotional state, remaining a still point in a potentially swirling, intense moment. This is what creates genuine intrigue, a compelling mystery. She wonders about the quiet strength she feels radiating from you, a stark contrast to the nervous energy of most men. She'd be drawn to the enigma of a man who isn't easily swayed, a man who doesn't unravel under the intensity of her presence. The secret power of this moment lies in its primal, evolutionary nature. Women are biologically programmed, through millennia of survival, to seek out emotional stability, strength, and unwavering leadership in a partner. Your ability to maintain grounded eye contact without discomfort or desperation signals these qualities at a subconscious level that bypasses logical thought. You're not just looking at her. You're allowing her to feel your unwavering presence, your solid emotional foundation. This creates a magnetic field around you, pulling her attention, not by overt force or manipulation, but by an almost irresistible sense of safety, profound calm, and masculine power. This is why attempting to fake it rarely works. She detects the inauthenticity, the subtle discord between your outward presentation and your inner state. The emotional intelligence of women, especially in these fleeting, nonverbal moments, is far more acute than most men realize. They can read the subtle cues of your nervous system, the slight tension in your jaw, the darting of your eyes, the forced, ungenuine smile. All of these betray an internal state of unease, a lack of congruence, which immediately registers as a red flag. So how do you cultivate this unshakable presence? This deep-rooted calm that makes you so magnetic? It begins with profound self-awareness, an honest appraisal of your own emotional responses. Recognize that moment for what it is, a crucible, a silent forge where your emotional composure is tested and refined. Instead of reacting with fear, insecurity, or even overt desire, choose to respond with deliberate stillness. Before you even engage, take a deep breath. Ground yourself physically in your own body. Feel your feet on the floor, your posture erect, and simply be. Let your eyes convey a calm understanding, a knowing acceptance of the intensity she brings, rather than trying to match it or shrink from it. This isn't about challenging her. It's about acknowledging her power, her beauty, her presence, without being diminished or overwhelmed by it. It's about standing firmly in your own strength, allowing her to feel the secure, unyielding foundation of your being. This is the difference between a fleeting, forgettable glance and a moment etched into her memory. a silent bookmark in her subconscious that points back to you. Now, let's talk about the practical application of this profound truth. The actionable steps you can take to embody this magnetic presence. When her eyes meet yours for those initial seconds, first, resist the societal conditioning to immediately break eye contact or fill the silence with nervous chatter. This is a common, almost automatic reaction for most men, driven by discomfort. Instead, lean into the moment with a quiet, internal confidence. Imagine a deep, unshakable core within you, a silent anchor. Draw your awareness to that core. Let your gaze be steady, but crucially, not aggressive or predatory. It should be curious, but not needy or desperate. It's a delicate balance, a fine line. You are not trying to penetrate her soul with your stare, but simply to meet her with an equal calm intensity. A mirror of grounded presence. Next, become a master observer. But resist the urge to overanalyze in the moment. Notice the micro-expressions, a slight tilt of her head, a brief, genuine smile that reaches her eyes, the way her pupils might subtly dilate in response to your calm presence. These are subtle feedback loops, telling you about her internal processing, her level of comfort or intrigue. Most men miss this entirely because they are too caught up in their own internal monologue of, "What do I say? Does she like me?" But remember, your primary focus remains on maintaining your own grounded state, your internal composure. The goal isn't to decode every single signal in real time and react instantaneously, but to provide a consistent, stable presence for her to interact with, a foundation upon which a genuine connection can be built. This is about being the unmoving object in a world of constant motion. Another absolutely critical point, often overlooked, is the power of timing and the graceful art of the release. While maintaining eye contact is incredibly powerful, knowing precisely when and how to gracefully break it is equally, if not more, important. After a few seconds of holding her gaze, allow for a natural, unforced break. This isn't a nervous darting away, but a slow, deliberate glance to the side, perhaps a soft, genuine smile that subtly softens your features, or a relaxed breath as you calmly shift your attention briefly. This creates a rhythm, a natural ebb and flow that prevents the interaction from becoming an awkward staring contest and instead transforms it into a sophisticated, nonverbal dance. This subtle, controlled release signals that you are in command of yourself, that you are not desperate to hold her attention, but are comfortable in your own space and timing. It gives her subconscious mind a moment to process the powerful, grounded energy you just radiated, allowing that magnetism to settle and take root. This is where the magic truly happens, where intrigue transforms into a desire for more. This process of holding and releasing, of calm observation and grounded presence, can be repeated. It's a nonverbal conversation, a back and forth of energies. She might meet your gaze again, perhaps with a more pronounced smile, or linger a little longer, subtly inviting you to continue the silent dialogue. Each time, your response should be consistent, calm, collected, present. You are building a powerful, energetic bridge between you, a connection based on authentic presence rather than superficial charm. This iterative process deepens the subconscious impression you make. She begins to associate you with a feeling of deep stability, a rare and attractive quality in a world full of anxiety and uncertainty. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, understand that mastering this isn't about a single interaction or a specific technique. It's about cultivating an entire inner state of being. It's about developing the kind of profound self-possession that emanates from your very core, making every glance, every interaction, every silent moment resonate with a deeper, undeniable power. You're not just practicing eye contact. You're practicing being a man who is fully present, fully anchored in his own being, and completely in command of his emotional world. This is what women are unconsciously drawn to, the bedrock stability of a man who knows himself, trusts himself implicitly, and remains unshakable in his truth, regardless of external circumstances. When you embody this level of self-mastery, her gaze shifts from a critical test to an acknowledgement of your undeniable presence. She sees you, truly sees the essence of who you are, and she feels the profound, undeniable presence of a man she cannot easily forget, a man who leaves an indelible mark. This is not manipulation. This is genuine connection through authentic presence. This powerful insight is just the beginning. To truly revolutionize your understanding of female attraction and master the unspoken dynamics of connection at every level, you need to dive deeper. You need to understand not just the what, but the how and the why behind these powerful principles. We've only scratched the surface of how internal self-mastery translates into external magnetism. There are layers of psychological understanding, practical exercises, and mindset shifts that can accelerate your transformation from an ordinary man into an extraordinary one. The journey requires dedication, introspection, and the willingness to shed old patterns of insecurity and neediness. We explore advanced techniques for building unshakable confidence, understanding female psychology beyond the surface, and developing a magnetic presence that transcends words, wealth, or physical appearance. This isn't about quick fixes or pickup lines. It's about fundamentally rewiring your inner game, making you attractive from the inside out. We delve into how your posture, your voice tone, your subtle body language, and your very thought patterns all contribute to the overall energy you radiate. You'll learn how to identify and neutralize internal self-sabotage, how to handle rejection with grace, and how to maintain your calm, centered state even in the most challenging social situations. Imagine walking into any room, meeting any woman, and feeling a deep, innate sense of calm and power, knowing that your presence alone is enough to command respect and spark intrigue. The opportunity to develop this level of self-mastery, this profound understanding of human dynamics, is rare. Most men stumble through life, constantly seeking external validation, never realizing the immense power they hold within themselves. You are on the precipice of unlocking that power. You are learning the secrets to becoming not just a man women are attracted to, but a man they genuinely respect, admire, and remember long after the moment has passed. This is about building a foundation of authentic self-worth that radiates outward, creating a ripple effect in every area of your life. So don't let this knowledge remain theoretical. It's time to put it into practice, to integrate these truths into your very being. Join our community of men who are actively transforming their lives and relationships by understanding the real, unfiltered psychology behind attraction, connection, and undeniable masculine power. This isn't just about getting dates. It's about becoming the most powerful, authentic version of yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and crucially, click the link in the description to unlock exclusive resources, advanced training modules, and a supportive network that will give you the unfair advantage in every interaction. Don't just watch from the sidelines. Become the man she can't forget, the man who commands respect and inspires desire through his sheer presence. Your journey to magnetic presence and profound self-mastery starts now. Step into your power,